Hey fellow Vault Wearers, it's Angry Turtle, and in today's video we'll be talking what's the best heavy gun, and in this particular scenario, what's the best heavy gun for you, because I have like 8 categories prepared and I will tell you which heavy gun and why. And just quickly before we start, as I know I can have some new viewers, I usually recommend anti-armor as a prefix just because it's very universal. If you are a low health build, you can use Blooded instead, but there is no clear benefit of using Blooded versus anti-armor. You can see a lot of videos I made comparing those two effects, but there is one important factor. Just by dropping health to very low, you will get like flat out 80% damage bonus, regardless of what weapon and what prefix you are using. Therefore, that's why so many people is low health, but for this video, I'm full health. So you can see, no rats, as it's not really as important to change everything. You lose damage, but the ranking of the weapons remain the same. And now, let's start. The first category will be a boss killer, and by that I mean 2 major bosses that we have in the game, Scourge Beast Queen or Air, the Colossus. Then for this category, it's the Flamer, anti-armor Flamer. That's the winner. The downside of using the Flamer, ammo is not the cheapest, it breaks rather fast. You do need to replace barrel every time you change the server to standard and back to long to have the range out from this weapon. But there is absolutely no competition in case of slaying bosses. There is no other heavy gun that can get even close to speed of the Flamer when killing bosses. Unfortunately, if you do not replace the barrel, you can see how little range you will be getting. But damage, it's awesome. And in the same time, as you can see here, damage on regular enemies is good, but not as good as on the bosses. Like, in the case of bosses, Flamer performs like 2 to 3 times better than other weapons, because for some reason, it's like hitting boss twice. Then that will be the winner for the boss killer. My second category is universal DPS, that's quite cheap, and for this category it's anti-armor plasma. This is the weapon. Anti-armor Gatling plasma, that's the winner of the universal DPS. Now the downside of this weapon is fact that you need to spin it up and it's rather high recoil, therefore not perfect to control, limited to like a medium range, as on the high range you will miss a lot, therefore that's not the best weapon as a high range weapon, but really good DPS regardless of situation, really good DPS or regular small mobs, and still really good DPS on the bosses. Then that's the winner for universal DPS weapon, quite cheap ammo in the same time. Now for new players, and for someone who's looking for everyday gun that's quite universal, easy to obtain, relatively easy to fit, the final word. As basically as fast as you hit level 45 or higher on your character, you can go do the Beckett quest line and you will get this gun as a guarantee. It's using 50 cal ammo, it's instant fire, therefore it's like universal, exactly what I said. It's good damage, not the best damage. It's good accuracy, not the best accuracy. It's good ammo cost, not the best possible ammo cost. It's easily accessible as soon as you hit level 45. You can get it earlier, but it will be under-leveled. I do not recommend doing that in that case. And yeah, it feels really nice. There is no delay. As soon as you tap the trigger, you are firing. Therefore, yeah. That's my universal gun, everyday and accessible for everyone. No requirements. And area looting, I just grab the legendaries now. No need to pick up one by one. Category number 4, close range powerhouse, 0 ammo cost, super high power. The only real requirement is basher perk under strength. It's even better if you find with bashing damage on 2nd star. I actually don't even have that. I only have vampire version, and faster fire rate doesn't matter in case of no ammo usage for the minigun. It's amazing regardless if you are a new player or advanced player, regardless if you are using it in power armor or without power armor, it works. Always works. And costs absolutely nothing. It's very durable in the same time. Of course, the biggest downside, you need to touch enemies. And one other downside, whenever you pick up ammo, you need to get rid of that. You cannot have ammo in your inventory. And now how it works. Let's find some enemies. We have some floaters in here. And as you can see, recommended to use in third person, as in first person you can be interrupted if you jump or anything. In third person you cannot be interrupted, it will be spinning all the time. As you can see, the damage is there no matter what you are doing. If you are full health, low health, whatever else, damage is there. Damage is great. Just one perk, as I said, I will show you if you are not familiar. That's the perk and only perk you really need to have equipped to get best out of this Basher minigun. I mean, if you have Basher minigun, I actually don't even have bashing perk. And look how fast it kills. Like, it's like no time and 0 ammo cost. Therefore, that's the close range powerhouse, power armor, no power armor, nothing matter. And now, the gun for VATS. Anti-armor plasma caster. That's my choice as a gun for use in VATS. With prime capacitor installed, it's using ultrasight plasma cartridges that are super easy to farm in daily ops. Therefore, ammo is basically free. Super easy to fit. You can use it in power armor and without power armor. Whatever fits your build, it's recommended to get VATS hit chance on 2nd star. It's helped a lot to get those headshots. And now demonstration. Going for the headshot, accuracy is great. Usually about 2 shots per kill, without even being fully spec for damage. What's good? And this guy does not register VATS. Let's try to restart. Nope. Bugs. We all love bugs. In that case, I will just shoot him without VATS. He have a VATS protection today. You are not allowed to wear VATS protection when I'm demonstrating a VATS weapon. So you can see as well why this weapon is for VATS. Really good accuracy and relatively low AP usage. Which means you can be using it in power armor and without power armor, and all you need for your AP regen is basically a corn soup. Then, yeah, that's how it works. Perfect. And now the best area of effect, launcher type weapon, 2-shot auto grenade launcher. Other stars doesn't really matter. One of the useful ones if you can have VATS hit chance, as this gun is amazing in VATS and outside of VATS. Therefore, yeah, VATS hit chance can be useful, and that's the best area of effect weapon. And now let's ignore this Scorch Beast and try to find some ground enemies first. And where are those Scorch? I see them. So you can see it dropped it. It's doing really good damage. In VATS, does offer even better damage. As for whatever reason, if you do not know, explosive weapons somehow do better damage in VATS. But they do work in VATS or outside. Oh, there is actually some combat going on. We have a ship squatch fighting the Scorch Beast, and wow, this ship squatch is destroying the Scorch Beast. Okay, he's a hardcore boy. Okay, let's try to kill this ship squatch with this grenade launcher. It's not the best weapon for tough enemies like this ship squatch, therefore we'll see. Oh, I shouldn't target the head. You always target the body. Let's see what we can do. Yep, I killed him. Even though it's not the best purpose for this weapon, as the best purpose is groups of enemies. And good thing about this weapon, you can hit a flying target as long as you have enough hit chance. I'm not sure if I had enough. Oh, I hit something. Yep, I have some hits. Not too bad. Some of those grenades actually hit. Those are the homing grenades if you are using it in VATS. And now she should die. Boom, boom. More. Yep, we got her. Then that's the best launcher of the launchers. If you are into the explosions, that's the one you really want to take. Next category is long-range combat. And here I do recommend anti-armor ultra-sight Gatling laser. Amazing damage for long range. It's not as good damage at Gatling Plasma or Flamer, but in the same time the range is great. You can use it close range, medium range and long range. It's super easy to aim, especially if you remember to install True Barrel on it. And let's take it for a spin. ammo cost is really good here too. So you can see why it's good for long range. It's really easy to follow. Because of those green projectiles, it's really easy to follow where you are aiming and firing. The recoil is relatively low, what makes it super easy to actually use. It's very easy to use a hip fire weapon if you are at medium range. It's like perfect accuracy hip fire weapon. You don't need to aim down the side. If you are a little bit farther, you can aim down the side. Even if you are moving and firing, the recoil and accuracy stays good. Then that's why this is my long-range heavy gun, and there is no more heavy guns that are so good at long range as this one. Look how far this ship squatch is, and I'm able to nail it from in here, even though it's farther than recommended as I'm losing damage. It's far enough at this point that I'm losing DPS as I'm above 200 range on this weapon. That's surprisingly far away. That will be like 300 in-game units or something like that. That's far. That's too far for this gun to have full damage. As you can see, the range is 204, what makes it really good. And finally, the last category, PvP. That's just a honorable mention. I'm not for PvP in this game. It's very unbalanced and biased towards the legacy weapons. And I need to be honest, if you want to do the PvP, you will need either Legacy Flamer or Legacy Cryolator. You can do it without legacy weapons, but let's be honest, if you face someone who does have a legacy version, you will lose. As simple as that. You just cannot compete. Like if I will have regular flamer and someone else will have this flamer, two-shot explosive, I cannot compete. Two-shot explosive flamer have basically unlimited range and double the damage, or sometimes even triple the damage of regular flamer. And what can you do? Nothing. You can try to fight, you will lose. Therefore, unless you have a legacy, you should avoid PvP. With exception of the situation that that's a friendly PvP and you agree the rules of encounter before it starts. But I'm honest with you, legacy wins, especially Cryolators and Flamers. Where of course Cryolator is better, I just don't have any legacy Cryolator to show you. As Flamer can be partially counter by Fireproof and Fire Resistance Funky Dad's legendary perk. You can as well try to use Legacy Gatling Plasma, but this weapon it's a little bit easier to counter in PvP because you can counter it but increasing your energy resistance, adding Fireproof, and adding magazines, reducing your damage taken from this type of a weapon. Therefore, it is possible to counter it better. That's why elemental weapons usually win in PvP scenario. And if you need to dive deeper into any of my previous testing, I have many videos on my channel where I was comparing effectiveness of weapons on bosses, effectiveness of prefixes and legendary effects in everyday use scenario, and so on and so forth, including full weapon guides. Therefore, feel free to check that out. If you still have any questions, of course, feel free to ask them under this video. This is my full ranking of the best weapons for every scenario. Of course, you do not need to carry all those weapons. What I do recommend, choose 2 weapons that fit your needs the best, and you are perfectly fine for every situation. And that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.